Before you listen to anything else, tell me something. Which country are you watching this from right now? And what time is it where you are? Because if it's late at night, if the world around you is quiet, and this video just found you, this is not an accident. Let me ask you a question honestly. Have you ever wanted a job so badly that you could already feel your life changing? You imagined the relief, the respect, the moment you would finally stop worrying, and then nothing happened. No call, no message, no explanation, just silence. And maybe tonight you're still thinking about it, still replaying that interview, still wondering what you did wrong. You didn't just lose a job, you lost hope. But listen to me carefully. What if that job wasn't taken from you? What if Allah blocked it? Because it would have slowly destroyed you? This message is not for everyone. It's for the one watching alone, the one who feels rejected, the one who keeps asking Allah why in their heart. If that's you, stay with me until the end, because by the time this video finishes, you will understand why that door never opened, and why one day you will thank Allah for the job you didn't get. You thought it was rejection, but it was not rejection. It only felt like rejection because you were tired, because you had already imagined your life changing, because you had already pictured yourself walking into that place, telling people, finally breathing. You were not chasing luxury. You were chasing relief. You were chasing a moment where you could stop explaining yourself, a moment where you could stop feeling behind, a moment where you could finally say, Alhamdulillah, I made it. So, when the answer didn't come, or when the answer came quietly and cold, your heart didn't break loudly. It broke silently. You didn't cry in front of people. You didn't complain online. You just went quiet. You sat alone with your thoughts. You replayed everything again and again. Maybe I spoke too fast. Maybe I should have said that differently. Maybe I smiled too much. Maybe I smiled too little. Maybe I wasn't confident enough. Maybe I was too confident. Your mind kept searching for mistakes, because pain always wants a reason. You checked your email even when you knew nothing new would be there. You refreshed your inbox as if hope lived between those seconds. And every time there was nothing, your chest felt a little heavier. You didn't feel angry at Allah. You just didn't understand Him. You asked quietly, why would you bring me this close and then stop me? What you didn't realize was that Allah never left you standing alone. He was right there, in that silence, in that waiting, in that disappointment. Allah was closer to you in that moment than when you were confident, because Allah comes closer when His servant feels small. Some doors do not close because you are not enough. They close because Allah knows what will slowly be taken from you if you enter. You were asking for work. Allah was watching your heart beat faster every day. You were asking for money. Allah was watching your peace slip away little by little. You were asking for stability. Allah was watching how easily stress enters your chest. Allah knows you better than you know yourself. He knows how deeply you feel things. He knows how hard you try to stay patient. He knows how much pressure you put on yourself just to survive. That place you wanted so badly would not have broken you on the first day. It would have broken you slowly. At first, you would tell yourself, it's okay, I just need time. Then you would tell yourself, everyone is tired, this is normal. Then one day, you would stop noticing how tired you really are. Your mornings would feel heavy. Your nights would feel restless. Your mind would never fully shut off. You would still pray, but with a tired heart. You would still make dua, but without the same softness. Not because you became careless, but because the world took too much from you. Allah saw that future. Allah saw how that environment would slowly change your tone, how it would shorten your patience, how it would harden your kindness just enough to hurt your own heart. Allah saw how you would start measuring yourself by deadlines and pressure, how you would forget the calm version of yourself you once had, and Allah did not want that for you. So he stopped you, not loudly, not dramatically, quietly, with a closed door, with silence, with an unanswered message. And yes, it hurt, because protection often feels painful when you don't know what you are being protected from. You thought Allah was taking something away from you, but Allah was actually standing between you and something that would slowly drain you. Allah does not rush to give His servant what they want. If what they want will damage who they are, He cares too much about your heart. He cares too much about the version of you that still turns to Him when life feels heavy. So when Allah said no, He did not say it with anger. He did not say it with distance. He said it with care. He said it with knowledge. He said it because He saw a future where you would be exhausted, disconnected, and quietly unhappy. And Allah refuses to let His servant suffer like that, just to look successful to people. One day, not today, but one day, you will understand. You will look back at this moment and realize that the pain you felt was the pain of being redirected. And your heart will finally whisper, Ya Allah, you saved me. You were taught that provision is money, that if something pays well, it must be good, that if people admire it, it must be success. But Allah teaches differently. Allah teaches that real provision is what allows your heart to breathe, because not everything that looks like a blessing is safe for your soul. Some opportunities shine on the outside, but slowly darken you on the inside. You were looking at the salary. Allah was looking at the cost. You were thinking about how much it would fix your problems. Allah was thinking about how many new problems it would quietly create. There are jobs that give you money, but take away your calm. Jobs that give you a title, but steal your sleep. Jobs that make others respect you, while you slowly stop respecting yourself. Allah saw how that place would demand more than your time. It would demand your energy, your patience, your emotional strength. You would wake up already tired, not physically but mentally. Your mind would be full before the day even started. Your chest would feel tight for no clear reason. Your body would be present, but your heart would be somewhere else. At first you would say, this is normal. Everyone goes through this. Then you would say, I just need to push a little harder. Then one day, pushing would become your normal state, and you wouldn't even notice how heavy you've become. Allah saw how your prayers would slowly feel rushed, not because you don't care, but because your mind would never fully rest. You would pray, but your thoughts would be running ahead. You would make dua, but your heart would feel tired of asking, not empty, just worn down. Allah saw how gratitude would become difficult when stress fills every quiet moment. He saw how your kindness would start feeling like a weakness in an environment that rewards hardness. Allah knows that you feel things deeply. He knows you don't just work with your hands, you work with your heart. And places like that do not protect people like you. They consume them. So Allah removed it, not because you don't deserve good things, but because you deserve better things. Allah does not give His servant something that looks like provision, but acts like poison over time. Real provision does not leave you empty at night. Real provision does not steal your peace to feed your pocket. Real provision does not make you dread the morning. Allah cares about how you feel when you are alone, when no one is watching, when there is no applause, when the day ends and it's just you and your thoughts. That is where true blessing shows. And Allah knew that this path would slowly teach you to survive instead of live. So He blocked it. And yes, it hurt. Because when something looks good, losing it feels confusing. You start questioning yourself, your abilities, your worth. But Allah never measures provision the way people do. People measure success by what is visible. Allah measures it by what remains inside you. He measures your calm, your softness, your ability to still turn to Him with a clean heart. Allah saw that this opportunity would ask too much from you. So he said no, not to punish you, but to protect the part of you that the world would not protect. And even if you don't understand it yet, even if your heart still feels heavy, know this: if Allah removed it, it was never meant to sustain you. What Allah is preparing for you will not drain you. It will grow you without breaking you. You thought the delay meant you were falling behind. You watched time move forward while you felt stuck in the same place. Days passed, weeks passed, and life around you didn't slow down just because your heart felt heavy. You saw others moving ahead. New jobs, new announcements, new beginnings. And quietly, without saying it out loud, you wondered why your life felt paused. You asked yourself questions that hurt. Why them and not me? What am I doing wrong? Am I missing something everyone else understands? You didn't want to feel jealous. You didn't want to compare, but your heart was tired, and tired hearts ask painful questions. What you didn't see was that Allah was not delaying you. He was directing you. Allah never pauses a life without purpose. He never holds someone back without a reason. You were looking at the clock. Allah was looking at the foundation. You were worried about speed. Allah was focused on strength. Some paths move very fast, but they move fast because they are shallow. They look impressive at first, but they cannot carry weight for long. Allah knew that if He let you move forward too quickly, you would arrive somewhere you were not ready to stand. Not because you are weak, but because what He is planning for you is heavy. Heavy with responsibility, heavy with impact, heavy with growth. And heavy things require preparation. Allah delays not to frustrate you, but to protect you from collapsing later. You were asking, why is nothing happening? But Allah was working quietly. He was building patience in you, so pressure wouldn't break you. He was teaching you how to sit with uncertainty, so fear wouldn't control you later. He was strengthening your reliance on Him, so success wouldn't make you forget Him. If Allah had rushed that job into your hands, you might have arrived excited, but unprepared. You might have smiled on the outside, while slowly panicking on the inside. Allah did not want you surviving. He wanted you steady, so He slowed things down. And slowing down feels painful when you don't know why it's happening. Silence feels heavy when you are waiting for an answer. But Allah does some of His deepest work in silent seasons. This was not a pause to punish you. It was a pause to shape you, to teach you patience without bitterness, to teach you trust without control, to teach you how to stand firm even when nothing seems clear. Allah knows that the version of you today is not the version of you that will carry what is coming next. So He is changing you gently, quietly, without announcements. You thought the delay meant you were late in life, but Allah does not work on human timelines. He works on readiness, and readiness cannot be rushed. One day, when the door finally opens, you will walk in calmer than you expected, stronger than you imagined, more grounded than before, and you will realize that this delay was not wasted time. It was preparation, time where Allah protected you from pressure you couldn't yet carry, time where Allah taught you to lean on Him instead of outcomes, time where Allah built a deeper version of you that would not be shaken easily. And when that understanding settles in your heart, you will stop asking, why was I delayed? You will start saying, thank you Allah for not rushing me. You don't always see what Allah saves you from. Most of the time, you only see what you lost. You only see the closed door, the unanswered message, the opportunity that slipped away. You don't see the future that was quietly removed from your path, because Allah does not always show danger with noise. Sometimes He removes it gently before it ever reaches you. You were upset because you didn't get what you wanted, but Allah was calm because He knew what would have happened next. You didn't see the pressure that would have slowly built inside you. You didn't see how that place would have demanded more and more until there was nothing left to give. You didn't see the nights where your mind would refuse to rest, the mornings where your chest would feel heavy before the day even began. Allah saw all of it. He saw the stress that would slowly become normal, the exhaustion that would be called part of life, the anxiety that would be hidden behind smiles. Allah saw how you would tell yourself, "I just need to be strong," but strength should not cost you your soul. Allah knows how much you can carry, and He also knows when something will cross that limit. So He stepped in early. Before the damage, before the regret, before you lost parts of yourself that would have taken years to recover. Sometimes Allah saves you before you even know you are in danger. And because you don't see the fire, you feel upset about being pulled away. But Allah never pulls you away without reason. One day, clarity will come softly, not as a loud moment, not as an announcement, just understanding. You will hear about that place, the people who stayed, the stress they live with, the burnout they carry quietly. You will hear about the toxic environment, the unfair pressure, the constant fear of losing everything, and suddenly, something will shift inside you. You will realize that what you wanted was not what you needed. You will realize that Allah did not take something from you. He took something away from you. And there is a difference. Allah saves His servant in ways the servant does not recognize at first. Because if Allah showed you every danger you avoided, you would never stop saying Alhamdulillah. But Allah allows you to learn slowly, so your trust grows deeper. This is how Allah protects His servants. Quietly, gently, without making you feel small. You may never know all the details of what you were saved from. You may never see the full picture. But one thing will become clear with time. Your life did not fall apart because that door closed. It was held together. Allah does not remove something from your life unless it is standing in the way of your peace. Even when you don't understand it, even when it hurts, even when you feel disappointed, Allah sees beyond your present pain. He sees the future version of you that still smiles, still prays, still feels alive, and He protects that version fiercely. You may have walked away feeling empty, but Allah walked you away full of mercy. And one day, your heart will finally rest, knowing that you were never abandoned. You were guided. When that door closed, something else quietly opened. Doubt, not about the job, but about yourself. You started questioning things you never questioned before. Your intelligence, your ability, your value. You wondered if you were invisible, if you were easily replaceable, if you mattered as much as others seemed to, and the silence hurt more than a clear rejection would have. Because silence lets the mind create its own answers, and tired minds are rarely kind. You told yourself stories that were not true, stories where you were lacking, where you were not impressive enough, where you were somehow less. But Allah never wrote your worth. Inside an interview room, your value was not decided by someone skimming a paper. It was not measured by how confident you sounded for 30 minutes. Allah honored you before anyone ever judged you. Your worth was written when Allah created you with care, when He gave you a heart that feels deeply, when He allowed you to still turn to Him when life hurts. That job did not reject you. It simply did not align with what Allah is shaping. You were not too small for it. You were too valuable to be placed somewhere that would shrink you. Some places require you to become quieter than you are, harder than you are, less human than you are. Allah did not want you bending yourself into shapes that would slowly break you. What is meant for you will not make you feel unseen. It will not make you beg to be recognized. It will not make you feel lucky just to be tolerated. What is written for you will meet you with dignity. Allah does not humiliate the one He is preparing. Rejection tried to whisper lies to you, lies that said you are behind, lies that said you are forgettable, lies that said you need to become someone else to be accepted. But Allah never asks you to erase yourself to succeed. He refines you. He strengthens you. He elevates you. But He does not strip away your essence. The pain you felt was not proof of your weakness. It was proof that you cared. And caring is not a flaw. Allah knows your heart. He knows how deeply words affect you, how strongly you feel disappointment, how quietly you carry it. And He does not hand hearts like yours to environments that will crush them. That door did not close because you were not enough. It closed because Allah is not finished with you yet. And what He is building requires space, care, time. You are not late. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared for something that fits you, something that will not make you question your worth at the end of every day. And when that moment comes, you will understand why this one did not. Not with anger, not with sadness, but with peace. What Allah is preparing for you will not come with fear in your chest. It will not make your heart race in a painful way. It will not steal your sleep at night. It will not make you dread the morning. It will challenge you, yes, but it will not break you, because Allah does not open doors that destroy the ones He loves. The path Allah has written for you will feel heavy at times, but it will feel right. You will feel tired some days, but you will not feel empty. You will work hard, but your heart will still feel alive. When Allah opens that door, you will not have to beg yourself to survive it. You will walk in calmer than you expect, more grounded than before, more aware of who you are. And you will realize that Allah was shaping you quietly all along. You will notice that you are not the same person anymore. Your patience is deeper. Your trust is stronger. Your attachment to outcomes is softer. You no longer panic the way you used to. You no longer measure yourself the same way. That is not an accident. That is preparation. Allah did not delay your life. He protected it. He protected you from a door that would have taken too much from you. He protected you from becoming a version of yourself that survives but does not feel alive. The door Allah opens will respect your humanity. It will not demand that you sacrifice your faith to keep your position. It will not make you choose between success and your soul. You will still have space to breathe, space to pray, space to feel grateful. You will still recognize yourself when you look in the mirror. And one day, you will look back at this season, the waiting, the disappointment, the confusion, and you will understand. You will understand why Allah said no before, why the silence happened, why that door never opened. Not with regret, not with bitterness, but with relief. You will feel a quiet thankfulness in your chest, a calm acceptance. You will say, Alhamdulillah, you saved me, saved you from exhaustion you could not see yet, saved you from pressure that would have slowly crushed you, saved you from losing parts of yourself that matter more than any title. Allah never breaks His servant to teach them a lesson. He guides them gently, even when guidance feels like loss, even when protection feels painful. Trust that what Allah has written for you will arrive with peace, not chaos, not fear, not regret, peace. And when it arrives, you will finally understand that every closed door before it was an act of mercy, and your heart will rest. Even now, while you are waiting, Allah is not absent. Waiting does not mean nothing is happening. Silence does not mean Allah has turned away. Most of Allah's work is quiet. You don't hear it, you don't see it, but it is happening in places deeper than your situation. Right now, Allah is teaching your heart how to stand without leaning on outcomes. He is teaching you how to breathe, even when the future feels unclear. He is teaching you how to trust without seeing, and that is not easy. Some nights you lie awake and think about what could have been. You imagine yourself already there, already settled, already done struggling. You wonder how different life would look if that one door had opened and your heart feels tired again. But Allah sees something you do not. He sees that if that door had opened too early, you would have entered carrying fear. Fear of losing it, fear of failing, fear of not being enough. Fear turns blessings into burdens. Allah did not want you living under fear, so He kept you here a little longer. Here, where your heart is being strengthened. Here, where your trust is being stretched. Here, where your dependence on Him is growing quietly. Because the door Allah opens for you will require calm. It will require steadiness. It will require a heart that knows where its support comes from, and Allah is building that heart inside you now. You might not feel strong, but strength is forming. You might feel unsure, but certainty is growing. You might feel delayed, but timing is being perfected. Allah does not prepare blessings the way people do. He prepares the person first. And when that moment finally comes, you will notice something strange. You will not feel desperate anymore. You will not feel like you must grab it before it disappears. You will not feel like your worth depends on it. You will walk toward it calmly. You will accept it with gratitude, not fear. And that is how you will know. This one is different. This one is safe. The door Allah opens will not demand that you lose yourself. It will not ask you to become harder than you are. It will not punish you for being human. It will allow you to grow without breaking. Allah does not reward patience with chaos. He rewards it with peace. So, if today still feels heavy, if your chest still tightens when you think about the future, if disappointment still visits you quietly, know this: you are not being tested to see if you will fall. You are being prepared to stand. Allah is not asking you to understand everything right now. He is asking you to trust Him through it. And trust does not mean pretending it doesn't hurt. Trust means saying, Ya Allah, this is hard, but I know you are kind. And Allah never ignores a heart that speaks like that. He sees you trying, sees you holding on. He sees you choosing patience, even when it costs you. Nothing about this season is wasted. Not the tears, not the waiting, not the confusion. All of it is shaping a future that will not destroy you. And when that future arrives, you will step into it whole, not rushed, not broken, not afraid, whole. And your heart will finally understand why Allah protected you so carefully. Before you leave this video, take a deep breath. Not because everything is suddenly fixed, but because you no longer have to fight this feeling alone. That door didn't close because you were forgotten. It closed because Allah was standing there first. What hurt you was never meant to hold you. What didn't happen was never meant to carry your future. Allah saw the pressure you couldn't yet feel, the exhaustion you hadn't reached yet, the version of you that would have survived, but not lived. So He protected you quietly. And one day, when life feels calmer, when your heart feels lighter, when you're standing somewhere that doesn't drain you, you will remember this moment. Not with pain, not with regret, but with peace. You will say, Ya Allah, now I understand. Until that day comes, don't rush your healing. Don't rush your story. Trust the one who closed that door with mercy in His hands. If this message reached you tonight, if it eased even a small part of your heart, say Alhamdulillah quietly. That was Allah checking on you. You are not late. You are not behind. You are protected. And what Allah is preparing for you will arrive gently, without breaking you.